Hey everyone, it's Adam Levine, your brokerage director here at Back Nine. And today we're going to do a deep dive into Quote and Apply and BOSS. Pretty sure you're going to learn something new, so make sure you stay tuned through the whole video. One. Welcome to Quote and Apply. Quote and Apply is both a consumer facing digital insurance market and an agent quoting tool. And there's many ways to use it. But let's just pretend Mr. John Doe here came to your digital insurance market. John's going to input his name, his gender, health class, tobacco nicotine status, height and weight, date of birth, and then be taken to your digital insurance market. From here, any client can purchase term, ROP term, permanent insurance, accumulation IUL, whole life, annuities, final expense, long term care, and even accidental death. Quote and Apply will pull in rates from about 10 to 20 companies depending on the inputs of the client. Simply select the product. It will then take you to the quote screen. If you'd like to make changes, simply go down to the green boxes, but make sure to hit Rerun Quote. If you'd like access to a consumer brochure or an underwriting guide, these are under the policy details. If the client's interested and wants to move forward, simply click Continue. You can then send the client a link to his application, or as the agent, you can click Next and continue the application with or without the client. At any time, you can share your client's application, send them the link. It will ask for their date of birth to verify it's them, but they will be able to complete this process on their own. One. Okay, let's talk about BOSS. BOSS is your back office support system and your CRM. BOSS does pretty much everything in the background. It will run your entire life insurance business. So we'll just walk you through the home screen here real quick. So if you're curious where your Quote and Apply website is, it's right here at the top left-hand corner. Launch your Quote and Apply. That is your default website. In a second, I'll show you how to set up multiple websites. When you sign in, you may be prompted to complete your profile. You come here, you could click your settings, you can enable dark mode. There's also a shortcut menu right here where you can submit an application request, create a client, do an impaired risk quote. You could even submit a case. Okay, make sure to pay attention to your reminders here, and if there's anything that you need to do, it'll pop up here as well. You can also search BOSS for things like, let's say you're looking for a certain product. There you go. Okay, these are all essentially shortcut links. Make sure to visit the Back Nine newsfeed as we do a lot of training at least once a week. You could also come in here and go to past ones. A lot of the times we'll also post a video. Okay, next let's go to Quote and Apply. So when I say Quote and Apply in BOSS, this is what I mean. You just click the tab Quote and Apply. Your list right here is your CRM. Every lead, every quote, every application generated from your website will live right here in your Quote and Apply list. Let's say we're following up with Mr. John Doe here. Okay, it will list what step they left off at, what product they were quoting, their state, the death benefit, the premium, right? You could even see their quote history. And if they want to continue this app or you want to continue it, you simply click continue. Right? You can either send them the link or you can open it up in BOSS as well. You can share this with the client as well. You could even send them a text message out of BOSS. Okay, the reason why you would want to duplicate a quote, say you want to keep this one and do a different quote, maybe for a permanent product or whatever it is, you just click duplicate and then continue on that duplicate and change the products. Now, you also have the availability to create an impaired risk quote. And I'm really proud of this function here. So an impaired risk quote, you'll essentially fill out this form, be as detailed as you can be, get as much information as you can get. What this will end up doing is sending an email to a human being underwriter at any one of these given carriers, and they will reply back to you with an estimate on a rate class. It's called a tentative offer. And this way, we really get to take the client's situation and shop it around so we can find them the best rate. That's how you be a real broker there. Next, let's look at your pipeline. So anything that has become an application. So in other words, once it goes past that screen where you put in their phone number and email, you've started the application. That is now an e-app. All your new e-apps will appear right here. Those you've contacted and that you're working, those that are just waiting for a signature, and anyone that's completed their application as well. Right? And then way over in the corner, you have to scroll down to get it. You also have your inactive ones. Right? You can always sort and you can search here as well. Your website. So you can create another website if you please. There's really no limit, but you obviously don't want to go too crazy there and have it be unmanageable. When you create a website, make sure to come in here, click your settings, and then you want to adjust your greeting, your intro email, and put any disclosures. If you're securities license, make sure to identify as a securities professional. If you put in your calendar link here, then you'll be able to enable that chat assistant. You could also change your start page. Apply is the default. That's that quoting page. You can also set up a referral page. You can have it start as an insurance calculator. You can have a big agency and then have an agent drop down as well. You could set your defaults. You could also mark it as an agency. Now, this requires you to get an agency NPN and set up an entity, but that's what we do for insurance agent resources. Okay, you could also require a phone before viewing quotes and require an email before viewing quotes, or not, and you can disable it there too. Make sure to change your themes and colors. Okay, you can actually change this little image right here with the family. That's the hero image, and you can change that to your logo or your image, obviously. You can enable or disable carriers right here under the carrier tab. Just turn them off. And then you want to visit your marketing tab. This is email signatures. So say you want your email signature to be get a quote. And it'll change it down here. Right? You could also change this around. You could change the colors. All kinds of cool stuff. There's also a QR code here ready for your use. I love QR codes. Got them everywhere. And then we even have an analytics tab. This way you can really keep track of who's viewing your website, how many leads, how many applications. Okay, and as a side note, make sure to come in here and change your logo. Otherwise, it'll just say your first and last initial, and that doesn't look all that professional. Now, once a client has docu-signed their case, we're going to do most of the case management for you. So remember, the big value with Back9 is not just this really cool technology, it's the people behind the scenes. So when you submit a case, you'll be assigned a case concierge and a case manager. And these folks' job is one job is to get your case approved and closed as fast as possible. So make sure to pay attention to see if there's any tasks you need to complete. You could view any details of the policy you submitted. And then I highly recommend you make use of the chat feature within each case when you need to change something or send a message to your case managers. You can also upload files into this chat as well. So as you can see, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There is a lot in BOSS to practice and learn. So don't hesitate to create test leads or test applications. Just don't do a DocuSign. And feel free to just play around and click some buttons.